Hi, so this is the second installment of a video series I started where I talk about artists that have defined the way I make art and music. And in the first part of this series, I talked about Jimmy Somewhere, and I mentioned in that video about how Boy Pablo was very inspirational to me as a musician. So today I wanted to talk more about that. So, Boy Pablo is a Chilean Norwegian musician based in Bergen, Norway, and he's known for songs like Every Time, Feeling Lonely, Hey Girl, and many more. And he's currently on hiatus right now, but his music is still very much enjoyed by many around the world, like my brother, who blasts his music on full volume every day. While I started getting into playing guitar in 2020, I also gained my general interest in music around this time. Artists like Poom Vipperet, Biba Doobie, and Boy Pablo really shaped my music taste during this time. I fell in love with their riffs, jazz chords, and their down to earth yet beautifully written lyrics. And I really wanted to learn how to play their songs on guitar, but I didn't have the skill at the time. And I remember attempting to learn how to play Boy Pablo's Every Time and getting so frustrated because I couldn't switch to each chord in time. But in time, I figured it out. My newfound interest in music was also reflected in the drawings I would post on Instagram during this time. When I become super invested in someone's music, I find myself drawing them a lot, and Boy Pablo was no exception to this. In fact, he was one of the first artists that I started drawing fan art for on a regular basis. Uh, I scrolled through my art account and found that I posted a total of 27 drawings of him within a 2 year period, so, fun fact. And through this, I became acquainted with a lot of people in his fan base from all the Boy Pablo fan accounts from all over the world, musicians who were signed to his record label, 777 Music, and other talented artists who were also inspired by his music. One of these people that I still keep up with is named Gio, and he would post his original music and covers on SoundCloud and YouTube, and would eventually form a band called Viceroy, and their music is really good, so I recommend you checking them out. Boy Pablo was one of the main reasons I started creating my own music. He started releasing music under the Boy Pablo name when he was around 17 years old, and he would eventually go viral with his song Every Time in 2017. Although I saw the music video's thumbnail recommended to me all over YouTube back when it first started gaining traction, I didn't actually watch it until early 2020, and better late than never though, I guess, because that song showed me that writing and recording music and music videos didn't have to be super intricate to be successful. It could just be some guy on a dock in his hometown. Another aspect of Boy Pablo's music that I found to be very appealing was the fact that it seemed like his music project was kind of carefree because at the start it was a teenager's passion project. And before I got into his music, I mostly listened to Japanese rock. I used to watch a lot of anime, and I liked some of the bands that would make theme songs for the shows. So that's kind of my start. That's how I got into music at the very start, like in elementary school. And my favorite band during that time was Asian Kung Fu Generation, a band that formed in the 90s. And I liked and still like their music a lot. Their songs are really interesting and catchy. And despite me not knowing Japanese, I could still listen to and enjoy the music. And the one downside was that I couldn't really relate to them because, one, the language barrier, and two, the band members are a little bit outside of my age group. They're about the same age as my parents. So finding music that was a little more relatable, like Boy Pablo's music, was kind of refreshing in a sense. I became a fan of Boy Pablo's music right before he started promoting the release of his song Hey Girl, and this was the first time an artist I enjoyed was actively releasing music when I started listening to them. So I eagerly waited for the song to be available to everybody. And this excitement carried on as he continued to tease the album Wishito Rico. And I loved the overarching story in his music videos for the album, following the ups and downs of the protagonist of the same name. And when the album was released in October of 2020, I found myself listening to it on repeat, and it became my most listened to album of that year, which wasn't exactly surprising because that was basically the only album I was listening to from October to December ish. Because this album was released during a global pandemic, there weren't any in person concerts I could attend if I wanted to hear him perform his music live. But thanks to the internet, I was able to watch a virtual concert that he live streamed. And because I got into music just in general during a time where people couldn't organize large gatherings, this was really the only way I could enjoy live music. And it's definitely different from what I'm used to now since I started attending shows. But I'm really glad I got to see him and the band play, albeit behind a screen. And now that I'm closer to the age Pablo was as the time when he started releasing music under the Boy Pablo name, I've been able to relate to him a little more, I think, and through the handful of interviews that I've read and watched, and also from watching what's been posted about him online, I've seen him show a lot of love to his hometown, friends, family, etc. That makes me want to continue doing the same. And it's really cool to see how music can connect people both locally and on an international scale. And I kind of hope to do the same with my projects one day. I forgot to film an outro for this yesterday, so I'm doing it now when I'm not in my pajamas anymore. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to do more talking videos soon. I have some ideas, and yeah, see you next time.